I just bought this new Xbox headset to replace my old crusty one, and so far I have no complaints aside from the fact that I keep forgetting to turn them off after use. This is because I've never had a headset with a built-in battery that would need to be shut off ever, even in my Xbox 360 days, so unfortunately they die overnight, which sucks when I want to use them next. I suppose I could try to turn them off after every use, but that wouldn't make for an interesting video, so let's see if we can modify these to turn on and off automatically. When you put the headset on, this cup naturally compresses against the headband. This seems like a good place to put a switch. Here I'm seeing if we can turn the headset on in Xbox mode using a jumper wire before I start unsoldering things. And it's not looking so good. Even soldering the pins together directly doesn't seem to turn it on. To further investigate this switch, I went ahead and removed it from the circuit board, and what you're looking at now is where the switch was. And as you can see, this green LED is on, telling us that the headset is in Xbox mode, and I'll explain how that works right now. Kind of threw me for a loop, but it makes sense once you kind of walk through it. As you can see, there are 4 pads. When the switch is in the center position, the headset itself is off. When you slide it to the right, it connects this pad to this pad, and that'll turn on into PlayStation 4 mode. But when you slide it to the left, it'll connect this pad to this pad, and that'll tell the headset that it's in Xbox mode. But if you look closely, there are no vias or traces going anywhere off of this pad. If you look over here, you'll see one via for the PlayStation 4 pad, but nothing on this side. So that means when you switch it in Xbox mode, it's not actually connecting to anything. The headset is actually detecting an open circuit, and then, it turns on the Xbox mode, which is a bit weird for our hacking or modifying purposes, because the original intent for this was to use a tactile switch to close a circuit, but now we have to open a circuit instead, which can be done with tactile switches that come in the normally closed variant. I, however, don't have those, so I'll have to use a reed switch instead, and a magnet to activate that reed switch. So for my purposes, the reed switch will be normally closed, and when the cup moves towards a magnet, the magnet will force that reed switch open and will allow us to turn on the headset in Xbox mode. Before I fully commit to this mod, I want to test it out first. Once the magnet comes close to the reed switch, it opens the switch, which then turns on the headset. Now I'm going to reassemble the circuit board with a pair of wires soldered to the switch solder joints. I decided to mount the reed switch as close to the headband as possible because the surrounding area offers a lot of room for the placement of a magnet. After soldering the wires to the reed switch, I covered it in hot glue to hold it in place and to protect it since it's made of glass. I'm using epoxy to mount the magnet. If I ever want to replace the reed switch with a tactile switch in the future, this epoxy cleans off really nice with some alcohol. Now when the cup closes to the headband, it moves the reed switch towards the magnet, which forces the switch to open and then turns on the headset. This motion happens naturally when you wear the headset, so now it turns on automatically when you wear it and turns off when you take it off, meaning I never have to remember to slide a switch again. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.